showing off the new mug. No shame, Michael. No shame.
Welcome to Jedi and the Mailman, show where two old friends aim to deliver the best Star Wars talk in the galaxy. I'm Mike the Mailman. Joining me as always, my oldest friend, Jimmy the Jedi. And since we're talking Maul Shadow Lord, we have to have a special guest. So welcome once again, Kyber Chrissy. You guys ready to get into this?
Absolutely.
5 and 6.
Can't wait. Chrissy, how are you? Can she hear us?
Uh-oh, maybe she can't hear us.
Oh, no.
Oh,
we had technical difficulties.
Really good intro.
We had technical difficulties with this last week, if I recall correctly. So, that's not good to see. Oh, here we go. Skywalker and Ryan's on here. Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing?
Excellent.
Mike, how are you feeling, Michael?
I'm feeling great. I got my.
Are you?
The hot mug. I am.
Even given what's happening with
the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to put that in the rearview mirror and not think about it. This is Star Wars time.
All right.
I've been not very happy the past couple of days. Oh, my read of the Splinter of Mind's Eye is not going well.
But you finished it.
No, I'm about halfway done. Have you touched it yet?
No, not after what you told me about it. I'm scared to do it. We'll get it though. We'll get it. I'll knock it out.
You better get going. It's a slog.
Yeah. I'll get it. I do it. We'll do it. Skywalker and Ryan.
Chrissy, can you hear us now?
She is.
Well, she adjusted her headphones, but she still doesn't appear to be
here. We could hear her perfectly fine before we went live. We got Xander over there on Instagram. She says, I'm halfway through my reread. Are you struggling with it, Skywalker and Ryan, or are you flying through it?
How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I guess we don't want him to give away how he feels about it.
Generalities. We'll still talk about.
Yeah, generalities is good. So,
Chrissy says she can't hear in the chat.
She said that? Oh, private chat. Okay, yeah. I forget we have like 47 things on it. It's like there's no way that anybody can just pick up a starship and fly it in Star Wars because I can barely do this.
Jedis are highly trained.
Yeah, I guess.
The Force works in mysterious ways.
It's like this week's episode that we're going to talk about. I'm hard pressed now that I'm struggling so much with this basic technology that Devin could just do what she did in that clone ship.
Like I said,
can you hear us yet?
Mysterious ways. Nope.
Nope, not yet.
She's sitting there very patient.
She is patient. Yeah, she's gonna leave and come back in real quick. We're live, folks. It's fine. No biggie. So we'll see what happens. I'm probably not even on the right microphone because this thing switches me out all the time. But that's not the right setting. Hang on. We are. Oh nope, I'm actually on the right one. Cool. So let's are you ready for the draft on Thursday?
Sure am. My brother texted me a couple weeks ago and he's like, hey, you want to go to the draft? And I had to tell him there's nothing in the world I'd least like to do and go down to that.
She can hear us.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was like, oh.
This would not be an episode of Mailman and the Jedi without some technical difficulties.
You're like part of the family now, Chrissy. You're part of the family.
Yay.
Odrog culture says tech issues are the worst, better than wrecker issues. Yeah, that's true. Over there on Instagram, it's absolutely. But yeah, we're Skywalker and Ryan says it's different from what I remember. Lots of laughs. All right. So we'll just blame.
When's the last time you read it?
Yeah, when was the last time you read it, Ryan?
I'd be interested.
Because now that you're punishing Mike and I with this reread or this read. So, but anyways, shall we dive into this now that Chrissy can hear us and communicate with us?
Yeah.
Nice. So, we're going to talk chapters 5 and chapter 6, folks. Everything moving forward is spoilers. I don't think you'd be listening or watching, or maybe you haven't watched it yet. Come back and check this out. Let us know how you're feeling and thinking about the show. But we're going to dive into chapter 5, The Inquisition, written by Jennifer Corbett, who is getting quite a few credits to her name in animation. I think she's even directing some animation stuff now too, which is pretty cool. Really big, I think, in Bad Batch. I think you see her name in some of the Tales of stuff. You know, they kind of seem to have like their specialties, and they really kind of, you know, like kind of live in that area, which, I mean, I'm here for it. The better, you know, these teams working together and stuff like that. So I guess, how are you guys feeling? We're past halfway. We've got 6 episodes in. How are we feeling about Maul Shadow Lord so far?
First off, I just want to say, because you brought it up, wouldn't it be interesting if people actually tuned into this and didn't watch? This is how they learned about Maul Shadow Lord. It's just, they never watch it. They just tune in and listen to what we have to say about it. Is there anybody out there that actually does that?
I hope not, for their sake. We're all over the map whenever we're talking about this stuff. They'd be like, this is the most disappointed show ever.
How'd you feel about these chapters, Chrissy?
Oh, I loved these episodes. They were so good. I'm not happy with who's here, but I love how they did it. But yeah, I'm loving Maul Shadow Lord. I think this story is really good so far, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I do theorize we're probably ending this season on a cliffhanger, and I'm not going to be happy about it. But it'll be okay.
I'm with you, Chrissy. I don't know if our cliffhanger is the same, but I'm with you. I think that something's going to happen specifically that I'll talk about next week, because I don't want anyone to think I know something that I don't know. Because I don't know for any facts about 9 and 10, but I don't want to be like accidentally right, or, you know, until then, I guess. But yeah, I think I definitely feel like there's oh boy, here we go. We got Embo, Hondo, Rebo, Tibo, Echo, Greedo, Bubo, Mando, Lando, Combo. Bubo is the short name for Jabba's cool-looking frog dog. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure we're going to allow frog dogs in this list, personally. What's up, 50? How are you, sir? Stretch. Although he's up, it's like, you know, it's like the wee hours of the morning for him, so we'll let him. Yeah. We'll give it to him. We'll give him the frog dog. So, yeah, I'm right there with you, Chris. I think that I have a hard time believing they're going to have time, unless the last 2 episodes are real long, how they're going to wrap this up. You know, it makes more sense. It was kind of funny because, like, we were watching it before they said there was a season 2, and we got there, we finished our 8 episodes. I'm like, man, I feel like there's got to be a season 2 or something, because unless these last 2 episodes are like each 2 hours long or something. But yeah, so let's dive into episode 5, The Inquisition. Obviously, you know, we know why they're calling it that. Of course, you know, just with the arrival of Merrick or Marak, or however you say it. I feel like everyone says it differently. So, but how are we feeling? And how do we feel about, let's just talk about this, because we get the opening with you got the cold open, you got the Imperial, you know, ship flying over, and Devin and Daki they're kind of on the run a little bit, and they have some conversations, but then we get to meet Lieutenant Blake. How are we feeling about Lieutenant Blake?
Is there a more Nazi looking character?
Yes, it's weird, right? Like, isn't that new for Star Wars? Like his, I felt bad when Jack and I were reviewing this show, and I was like, I don't know how to say it without like offending, but he's like messed up, like, because like I thought it was kind of cool, because it's like it just makes this show more realistic. Not everyone built out of granite and has flawless. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's cool. Chrissy, how do you feel about Lieutenant Blake?
I literally wrote ew.
Sums it up perfectly.
Can we talk about, they gave him the Star Wars equivalent of the name like Bob in this word, like Blake. No offense to Blake, but like we have like Tarkin and Ural and like Hux, and they're like, I'm Blake, and it's like, ugh, just everything about you. Just get out.
He's like an 80s villain. Right.
Yeah.
Also, how does a lieutenant get to command a Star Destroyer?
Yes.
Do you think he is in charge of that, or do you think he's just sent to the ground to be in charge, like, and he's reporting to someone higher? I don't know. I'm not giving anything away. Like, I'm,
Mhm.
you know, I'm like, who else is, is there somebody else on there or something like that? I was thinking that when I watched this episode,
That could
because
be
you're right,
exciting.
like a
Yeah.
lieutenant it seems kind of
Isn't
Yeah.
that? I don't even know my like
Star Wars
rankings,
ranks.
but like, isn't that
Lieutenant's pretty
that was?
low. Yeah.
Well, that'd be under like a captain. So like, I
Yeah.
know Lawson isn't the same equivalent, but like, I
No.
think he outranks you technically. So
Possibly.
like, don't throw your badge at me, sir. But yeah, he came off the ship, and I was disappointed because my theory was wrong because I wanted that to be his ex-wife so bad, and then that
Oh
guy came
yeah.
out, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I guess we're doing this.
we do get to see the X later on.
Yeah.
Odraw
Yeah.
Culture literally wrote that last comment and Instagram cutout. Episode 5 Maroc is literally scary. Yeah, I would agree. I think he's pretty awesome in this. So we'll kind of get into all that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Bubo's full name is Bubo. Oh, check him out. He's the dude who barks at C3. Right.
Okay.
Write that
Nice.
down.
I will. I'll go back and I'll check that out. So, man, like, I don't even know. Like, it's just it took me out of it for a second. Not out of it in a bad way, but I was like, whoa, Lieutenant Blake, you're like, well, like Chrissy said, ew.
Yeah.
And you're a jerk. You don't even make up
Yeah.
for it with a good personality, right? You're just a jerk on top of
Nope.
things. But he
Yeah,
comes in,
'cause-
starts kind of wrecking shop right off the bat. Chief Kleiss takes the heat. And I can't remember which order. I just watched it this afternoon while I was working though, so I didn't really pay much attention. But the Docky and Devin stuff that comes before all this, I think, where they're like leaving their sewer and trying to sneak out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even that opening shot, and we get it throughout the episode, there's like the sheer volume and like quickness that they overtake this planet. Like they land and they're immediately just like getting to work. Like this planet's on lockdown within like 20 minutes. Like it's wild what they're able to do. And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's only like one Star Destroyer. And I know they're huge, but like this is a whole planet. And they just have this whole place just like you are not doing anything.
It's just the one city, I guess. Because like
okay.
Devin and they're remember they were trying to escape into the forest. So it is just one city, but still, I mean, one Star Destroyer to take over an entire city. Like think of any large city in America. Like what would it take to lock that down?
It would be interesting, and I don't know if we're going to see anything about that, but like someone said that Genix, like that city is like the only city that's on the planet, like, and everything else is like jungle and stuff. So I don't know that for a fact though. Like I'm just it's all hearsay. I mean, they do mention
they
like,
really haven't showed anything else.
Trying to sneak off into the wilderness or whatever they say, the jungle, I think. But how do you feel about the stakes now? Like, at first we just had Maul kind of doing his thing, and he's like, he's kind of doing a little bit of cleanup in the first couple episodes, and then and everyone's afraid of the Empire, and then bam, the Empire's here. Like, how do you feel that changes the narrative for like our main characters, Devin and Docky? I mean, if Lawson and Riley, and now and then Maul, and we'll just say Rooks, and we'll keep them in pairs. Like, how do you feel like the arrival of the Empire kind of changes things for this show? I mean, we knew it was going to happen, but
yeah. Go ahead, Chrissy.
Oh yeah, I think it elevates everything now because, I mean, Docky and Devin, they were already on the run. Like they said it, they were just trying to pass through this planet and like keep going. Maul obviously is here for his own reasons, but like he's also wanted. So now he just got his whole Pike thing under control, and now this new thing is on the playing board. And then Lawson's just trying to live his life with his son, and he's tired and he's not great at being a dad. And Riley just wants to play Bobbkin. And now all of a sudden, like, I mean, Riley's reaction when the Empire, like, not to jump ahead to the end of the episode, but like his reaction of like, what's happening is just so accurate of like what is going on. And like, I feel like normal people would react to it with this happening. But yeah, I think it just takes everything one step further. The whole survival thing, I think, is just taken up a notch now because they're all being hunted. Like nobody's like, we're going to be okay. It's like, oh no, we have no backup, no security. All we got is each other. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. What do you think, Mike?
It's something for everybody. You know what I mean? Like Maul seems to be the least
Yeah, I want to talk about that a little
bothered.
bit.
He's fine, whatever. I'll deal with it. But his crew's starting to fall apart. They're the
Yeah.
other Mandalorians are starting to ask questions. They were fine when the money was flowing in, but now they're worried. They don't
Everybody
wanna get
always is,
involved.
Mike. Everybody always is.
Mhm. So,
The money.
the crew's splintering a little bit. Yeah, Riley, like his whole world is shattered here. Like he just thinks of sort of like Two Boots thought, like the Empire's just the people in charge. It's no different. And his whole
Yeah.
world's is just being shattered. Like, what is going on? I thought these people were, this the government, and they're here, locking things down and shooting at us. They're trying to kill us. And his whole world's gone. And then Lawson, like, I mean, he's got his reasons. He's got a past. And I don't think he wants the Empire, despite like just not meddling. But I think there might be some things in his past that he's like,
I want
I don't need this.
Curious about him. Very curious.
Mhm.
So, what does it say? I don't know if it's Odrog culture or Odrog. Let me know. Over there on Instagram, it says one city, but they send Merrick too. So what's his present worth? Yeah, I mean, an Inquisitor isn't to be trifled with. He handles himself pretty good.
Yeah.
50 says favorite character on Maul Shadow Lord for me is Ludi Vario. Ludi is a pretty interesting little dude. He's kind of all right. We talked about him. He's a survivor. He just reminds me of Spike from Tombstone. It's like he's going to be annoying all the way through, but survive like a little punk.
Yep.
And he'll probably have a thriving business when it's all said and done. When he's over, all right, everything will dust will settle, and there will be Ludi running things. But yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting because we had these like. And in our main two groups, Devin and Docky, Devin wants to stay put and Docky wants to bounce. And then in Maul's group, Maul wants to stay put. He wants to stay focused. And then Rook's like, we need to get out of here, man. And I just think it's weird. Like, is that them showing us that like Devin and Maul are like, they're not afraid of a challenge kind of thing? Like, is this like, oh, look, these two could work together kind of deal? I don't know, or is it just like, they're both idiots and don't see the bigger picture because they're both focused on, like, she's focused on Maul and he's focused on her, I guess.
I think, what was I going to say? The dog's barking just knocked my train of thought out. But Devin, there's something to do with Devin. Hang on. The wheels are spinning here.
We're getting there.
What was I?
What's in your Jabba the Hutt?
Maybe gone,
Michael.
Nothing that should cause this. No, I'm just old.
Maybe there should be some clarity.
I gotta say, it was a really profound statement. Just trust
sure
me.
it was. I mean, I
We're
feel
all
like my life.
I
I feel like I'll never be the same now.
We're all very impressed.
Yeah, Chrissy, what do you think
sorry.
about those kind of parallels in the two groups?
Yeah. So I think I agree with you. I think they. Oh no, you passed it to me. No, I can't think. No, okay, notes. I have notes. So I was focusing in on two conversations that Docky and Devin had, and it's when she's like, he says, the voice that speaks is yours, but they're Maul's words I hear.
Oh yeah.
I think he's starting to kind of, his seeds have been planted, and then later on in the train station, I believe it is, he says, throughout my life, I have seen the galaxy endure many changes. Tyranny is always defeated. And she kind of just like looks at him and she's like, okay, like it's the first time I feel like she's like, okay, old man. But like in her mind, she's like, but that's still running. You still want to hide. You want to survive. You don't want to confront this. You don't want to change it. And I think her sentiment is right. And I think they're both coming from almost the same kind of thing where it's like, he wants to survive, but she wants to survive and like live. She's like, we got to take them out because of Maul's words. She's like, I am kind of strong, and she is capable. Like that's another thing.
Yeah.
That's another thing we've seen is like she's not just like one of these Padawans that's kind of like fumbling around. She's got some skill to her. So I think she's starting to kind of align with Maul's thoughts, and that's probably where they're going. Is like I could probably take these guys, and then like all my problems would be solved. So.
Yeah,
I think
I was wondering if this. Yeah, does she want to join Maul? Does she want to join up with Maul to take out the Empire, or is it perhaps like because the first thing she says when they decide that they got to go is, "What about Maul? We have to deal with Maul." And it's my thinking that maybe maybe in that moment, maybe she comes, maybe it changes, but I think she wants to get rid of Maul. She wants to take out Maul because I did it again.
No.
Because she needs that voice in her head gone. You know what I mean? Like with Maul gone, there's no whispers. Yeah, there's no whispers. There's no temptation for her. You know, she can get back into that. Okay, the Jedi way is the right way, but she's got Maul's voice in the back of her head. You know, leading her towards a place she doesn't want to go, a place she's unfamiliar with, and you know isn't sure about. You know what I mean? So I think at first she just wants to take out Maul, just to make her, you know, feel safe, feel right, feel normal again.
Yeah, that could definitely be it. Like I don't think there's anything that that I know that really changed it. You'll see it next week, a little bit of stuff, but I don't know if there's anything in that to like say yes or no to those. You know what I mean? Like that's something we may not find out for a while. I think.
Yeah.
She's being hunted by Maul. Yeah, she probably does feel like no matter where she goes, you know, because they kind of have that conversation, like, you know, when they're fighting with Maul, when Docky and her, and he's like, you know, you live, and like he's like, well, we have a different definition of what it means to live, and you know, I think we talked about that a little bit last week, where you know he says you're powerful, you should be running things, and then she's crawling out of a sewer and running away from people, and you know, I mean that would affect anybody, not just a Padawan. So I think you're right too, Chrissy. She in the next episode, which we'll get to here shortly, she kind of flexes a little bit in that episode.
Yeah.
Episode 6, like I was like, oh damn, like I kind of forgot because she doesn't really do a ton, and then she just kind of like whoops up, and I'm like, oh, I can see why Maul kind of wants her now. Like he sees that potential because you know he kind of handles her, and that's the only way we really get to see. But then she like, I mean, even I guess in that in the train station, she kind of does some damage, you know. I thought that was pretty cool, but yeah, so I kind of had that stuff right, you know, waste of our abilities and Docky senses. I put Docky senses Maul's influence, and then I put a funny comment that I can't say because we're politically neutral on this show about the stormtroopers. So
yeah,
and what it reminds me of, but so I'll just say Vermont right now. But anyways, so and then Riley's looking for his dad in the station. We got Doc and them, you know, like you said, the whole tyranny thing kind of gave me Balin Skull vibes, right? Skull vibes whenever he says that, because I was like, oh, like because you know, as Balin talks about that cycle of power, and you know, and that's basically the same conversation, just kind of voiced a little bit differently. Right? I don't know.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah. I love that speech.
I think that one of the coolest things happens is the Jedi mind trick one person, but forget to do the rest of them. And I think the first time we've ever seen it backfire, like, wait, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's like, what? You know, and all heck breaks loose.
I loved that.
Yeah, you might be fooling the one guy, but the guy watching in the corner, he saw what happened. Like, not going to work every time.
So I thought that was pretty cool. Do you guys anything about that fight scene? I thought that Docky kind of reminded me of Chirrut Emwe when he's with his staff, and then kind of fighting, and then you see him holding his chest. I don't know. I just thought it was pretty cool ending. It's a weird episode, I feel like, because until the very end, you know, I don't know. Like it's like action, but I feel like it's kind of building to episode 6 or chapter 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they had a plan. They had a plan when they were developing this. I think they knew what the release schedule was going to be in advance, because it just like these episodes, you couldn't release them as individual week to week. It had to be in these pairs because they fit together so perfectly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
There's one more, actually, maybe 2 more things about this episode.
Let's go.
It's hard to keep track of. You
do kind of blur
which one things happen, but first the Maul. I mean, he's getting his knee fixed by his
Icarus, right? Or,
yeah. Why does his metallic leg hurt? You know what I mean? Like it's a robotic leg, and he's wincing and
Are they connected to
don't
nerves
know.
or something? Like, remember
I think they are.
Luke Skywalker?
What
They
nerves would he
poked him in the
have?
hand, and he's like, boop, boop, boop,
Yeah.
boop, and his hand like moves around.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
don't
I kind of
know.
wonder
I
that
don't
too.
It's not like he had stumps. Like he just had a torso attached to robotic legs, you know? Like he doesn't have stumps that they're attached to that might have.
Maybe
I
is
don't know.
it is it a
You got to
mental thing
suspend your
where like
disbelief, I suppose. But
is it a mental thing where like like sometimes when
that
people
could
say
be.
like
Yeah.
if you lose a limb that you feel like it's still there, but like
Mhm.
maybe he feels like that's supposed to hurt. Kind of one of those things like the Matrix where
Yeah.
you're not really dead, but if you think you're dead, you die.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Right? Like so like it doesn't really hurt, but you think it hurts because it should hurt if those
Mhm.
are real legs. I don't know.
Right.
I guess
Are they?
I know. I guess there's been times where I've tweaked my knee or something like that, and it doesn't actually hurt. It's just that weird feeling, and you're like, oh, you know what I mean? Kind of wince, even though it isn't actually hurting. But
yeah.
Yeah. Are these the Dathomir magic legs? I get confused on his legs. He's had like 8 pairs.
Mhm.
Not to be rude. Are
I
these
think
the one?
so.
Are these the one that Talzin or Mother Talzin gave him?
I think so.
Is it?
Maybe.
I wonder if they have some. Because like, didn't she do that with magic?
Yeah.
I feel really. I just wonder if maybe there's like a clause to it, a magic clause. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
a harebrained idea, but
well, anytime you throw in magic, anything can happen. So yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
does make sense. Then.
Ryan
It could
says
be
he thought
that.
they're connected to nerves as well. Because they have to
Yeah.
like do what you want them to do, like by thinking,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of be like tied into your
Yeah.
system
Yeah.
some way.
Yeah, I
I don't.
suppose they could make fake nerves or some. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
mean, you can jump through hyperspace. They can probably make you think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know,
But
but
it's
yeah,
pretty nitpicky compared to everything
Yeah.
else.
no, it's
That's fair.
fine. It's fine.
I do. Sticking with Maul though, he was a little mad this episode. If anyone picked that up, he was a little irritated this episode with at least that's what I thought. He was like very like snappy and quick with like anyone when he's standing at the window looking out. I just like his body like usually he's very engaged with like conversation, like looking at people when he wants to talk to you. I guess like if you're dirt to him, he doesn't care. But he was just like looking out the window and he would like interrupt and be like, okay, fine. I think he was a little butthurt about his leg, which like makes sense. But
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting. And then like when Rook comes in after the scene you were talking about, Mike, where he gets his leg fixed, he's like, yes. And then like halfway through he like calms down. He's like, what is it? Like he's a little he got a little angry again, and I was like, oh, you don't have it all under wraps like you think you do. So
I think he's full of it personally.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think everyone's like talking about like I watch New Rock Stars a lot as well. I don't know if you guys watch them. I think they do a really good job. And but I think that it's all a facade. Like he hasn't changed because we know he hasn't changed because we know how his story ends. Right? Like I feel like everyone's kind of forgetting, like, look at this new Maul. I'm like, what? This is happening before he dies, folks. Like spoiler alert, Kenobi's going to kill him.
He's just acting as if.
Like it's
I
not and he's doing a good job with the people around him, but like as a fan, like you can't forget, like this is the guy who gets tricked by Kenobi by doing the same exact thing that his master did, and it all kind of comes down to like Maul learned nothing over his entire lifespan. And as much as like we kind of rooting for him in this in a weird sick kind of way, he's still Maul. Like he's still a knucklehead. You know, so
and is he getting frustrated because this facade that he's put on is starting to fall apart now? You know what I mean? Like he's getting some pushback from his crew, and it's his second in command who has seemed like we talked about before, seems like the perfect captain. Now she's like needling him a little bit, and like things aren't going quite so well. So the facade's breaking. So he's going back to Maul.
Well, we got some people with some definition. So Ryan says, from Google, the legs likely became an extension of his will, powered by his own rage, his connection to the dark side that distinguishes them from simple prosthetics. Thank you, Ryan, for all this. They are force-imbued extensions of his being. Furthermore, the Night Sisters had their own reasons for aiding Maul. And then 50 brings up the 21B Dr. Droid with his new hand saying, ouch. And then he also says, when he gets his hand cut off, he screams, and it just cuts off the mechanical part of it. So, or whatever. But There we go. We're pretty close to being
Yeah.
right, I think. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
Damn.
Woo!
No, I like it. I like that attention to detail. I think it's good because
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up some stupid boots later on. So we'll
Yeah,
we'll get into
that was the other thing.
episode.
Get into too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
wait.
Watson's having a bad day. You know, real quick before we jumped over it, but like he goes into that room to be interrogated, and there's like those claw marks in the desk.
Oh yeah.
And then Marak comes in from behind in the shadows, is like, "Tell me everything." You're like,
What a
like Marak's like a punk B in the Ahsoka series. Like, I'm not intimidating, not scary, nothing.
Right.
He's straight up terrifying in these scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we feel about that? And we'll move on to the next episode. But I totally jumped that by accident. How are we feeling about Marak and his scariness? Is he scarier now than he was then? Or to know that he becomes a green fart gas machine? Does that kind of take away from it?
What an entrance. That's like one of the best villain entrances I think you can do. I think this might be a controversial take, but it's up there with the hallway scene with Vader. I think just like, because you don't see him until like the last moment. It's not as impactful, I think, as the Vader scene, but it's a pretty cool transition for him to be introduced. Because like I thought some Imperial knucklehead was going to come in there, and I mean he is Imperial, but this one's cooler. So yeah, and he is. I hope we get an explanation why he's this way now, and then in Ahsoka, he's, as you said, the green cloud of dust for whatever reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Mike, how you feeling about him?
That his introduction is, once again, it's one of those horror tropes. You know what I mean? Like we have the skittering in the hallway. You know, what was that sort of thing? And this is another one where the bad guy comes up behind you and scares the living daylights out of you. You know, but I think the reason like this Marak is so scary, so intense, so I don't know, on his game. I think this is a living Marak. I think the one we see in Ahsoka he's just reincarnated. They took a scary facade and filled it with green fart gas and sent it out there to So, you know, they're playing up like is him alive now. He is this scary, intense thing. That's why they want to reanimate. You know, they reanimate his corpse, and you know that's what happens.
They're bummed after that.
Even his, I think this is more in episode 6, but even his like movements when he fights is very like, I don't know, the way he moves is very creepy. It's very like, how do I want to say, like kind of like elongated and like slithery, I guess. If that makes sense. If you know what I'm talking about.
Some kind of like weird creature that doesn't really have like but he's kind of in a bodysuit to keep him like, you know what I mean? Like you've seen that like in Light of the, you know, in the High Republic, that one Jedi Master Orba or whatever has to like like that like blob of stuff, and he has to be kept in a suit or he'll just like fall apart. So I don't know.
And what about Marak's Batman skills? Like he's down he's down tracking Maul, and he's like the blood on the ground and the scorch marks and stuff like that, and he's touching him, and it's like you hear what happened. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, especially in the Batman video games, when you know, you put on the goggles and you look and you can see recreate the crime. You know, I got this sort of vibes. He's I
kind of like crap when he runs his fingers down through the lightsaber slash. I was like, nuts. So
so I might be reading into it, and I couldn't quite make it out to see if there's a force sound when he did it, because like all of a sudden it's probably what you said, Mike, with like the Batman detective skills, but I was wondering if it was the same ability that Quinlan and Cal have.
Oh yeah, like that. Was it psychometry?
The psychometry. And I listened to that on the wall one. I feel like there is a little bit of that like sound, but on the floor one, I could not for the life of me hear it. And Star Wars is pretty good about the sound effects, but I was I wonder if that's what it is, or I'm just reading too much into it. But
no, I think you're right on.
Okay.
I want to say hello to Marva Vioso Severa. I know I butchered that over on Instagram. Hello, how are you? Let me see. Oh, here we go. What is Hogda says, Marak, what's up, Haja? Marak feels like a space Scooby's mission, finding out how the green fart mode is born. He's deliciously dark in his series. Yeah, he is really good. It's a nice, because at first I was like, man, Marak, like, okay. But I was like, the way they brought him in, I think, Chrissy, you're right. Like, that changed the whole perspective on the fact that then you're like wondering, what did he do to Kleiss, right? Like, what did he do to Chief Kleiss? Because she's a dome.
Yeah.
And then Lawson's having a pretty bad day because he wants to get home. He wants to chill. And is this the episode where, and so he gets home and he walks in and he's like, Riley, and he's like, over here, Dad. And he turns the corner and he's like, this was like an HBO show. He'd be like, mother beep, like, come on, man. Like, what the hell? And it's sitting to the two Jedi. Like, the one thing he did not need to have happen is happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of like, and I don't want to take credit for this. I mean, I thought of this too, but like when I was watching New Rockstars, like they were putting those two in pretty big jeopardy to save their own skin as Jedi, because like they kind of have that conversation in the next episode. But is there anything else? Do we want to talk about Riley's mom or anything like that before we hop into the next episode?
I don't know. With his mom, I was just surprised. Like Christy said earlier, that she didn't come with the destroyer, the Star Destroyer. You know what I mean? I really thought that was going to happen, and there wasn't any in his little communication with her. There wasn't any, I don't know, notion of really what, she just seems like a cog in the wheel. You know what I mean? Just trust the Empire, sort of. She bought in.
The machine on my notes, Mike.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like there's any greater connection. You know what I mean? Which is surprising, a little bit surprising for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, she does not care. There's an interesting dynamic that I hope that maybe season 2, or I don't know, maybe whatever, we'll get some flashbacks. We'll get to see what Lawson was about, because you'll get a little, I don't know, I can't say anything, but
do you think they knew that there's going to be a season 2 before, like when they were writing and creating the show? You think they just created it as a 2-season or 3-season show, or Disney's just letting it out the bag to kind of
be exciting and get some hype? Probably. I feel like, I don't know, there were rumors saying, it's hard to trust rumors, but people are like, it's like 3 to 5 seasons or something like that. Most good animation for Disney, those 3 seasons, right? Like that's kind of what we've gotten.
At least,
so
well, there's some Hollywood stuff with that too. Like if you go beyond 3 seasons, there's financial implications and whatnot. So you don't really create a show more than 3 seasons, because it's just not financially viable for you. But I sort of think, I mean, how do you write this if you don't know? Like it's now that we've seen 6 episodes, we know it's not ticking along as fast as you would think it would if they want to wrap everything up in 1 season. So I think they had to know.
After you see next week's episode, you're gonna be like, what is gonna happen in 9 and 10? Like, because like it doesn't, like I don't want to say anything to get myself in trouble, but like they're really good episodes, but we'll just say, like, you're gonna be like, whoa, what's gonna happen in 9 and 10? That's all I'm gonna say. What's gonna happen in 9 and 10 after you see 7 and 8? I don't want to ruin it or give anything away or anything like that. But
I sort of remember this with this last season of Bad Batch too. When you got near the end, you're like, how are they going to wrap this up? And they managed to. So I don't know.
They also got like 12 episodes, 13 episodes. But no filler in these ones, though. There were fillers in the Bad Batch, though. I mean, there were some filler episodes. But 50 says, will Spybot get kicked in the ass at any point? Who knows? I'd like to so many impy shinies at the beginning of this episode. So he's pretty funny. What does he say? Spybot is firm fave. Yeah, he's a good droid.
Yeah.
Good job, David Collins. I reckon it was planned. Yeah, I mean, I guess you start writing it, you're like, we can't tell this in 1 series, and then you're like, or 1 season. Yeah. So I'm assuming that they have a story in the room. Go ahead, Chrissy. Sorry.
I think I like animation. It's one of my like special things I look into and research and whatever. But I believe like with them, you at least have to pitch. I know you can pitch the idea, but you've had to, I think, have written at least 2 seasons. And like that's why like a lot of shows, like when they do the one season animation, why all of a sudden in the middle of it, because they know they're getting canceled, the ending is like weird. So I think you do kind of have to say like the beginning, the middle, and the end, and then they'll be like, okay, we've greenlit you at least for one season. And a lot of seasons will end on kind of like a comfortable cliffhanger, like ambiguous more so. So I'm sure Disney and Lucasfilm
so the opposite of what the Acolyte did is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, they thought.
Unfortunately,
I think they thought they were getting their 3 or 5 seasons, and obviously fan reaction.
They thought the game was on.
That's one of the cases where you think you have something going, and unfortunately it doesn't get to play it out. So
I'm assuming they probably have to say, all right, this is how enclosed season 1 will be, and then if we get to season 2, this is where we'd like the story to go, or something like that. I mean, I mean, they have a system, but let's move on to chapter 6, Night of the Hunted, written by Christopher Yost. This has got the coolest opening so far. Mike, I knew you would love this opening. At least I thought you would. Maul's out there doing katas, doing forms with his lightsaber, and it's like, you got that whole samurai, and you got that focus, and I mean, it's beautiful to watch. Like, it's hard for me to believe that they didn't mocap someone doing these motions. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it flows so well, and then he like catches it, and he's doing all this stuff with his hands, and it's so much fun to watch. I think that I rewound it like 2 times just watching him do it, and then I thought, man, Rook's got some brass cojones for interrupting this.
I think I'm gonna blow your mind here, but I didn't like the kata. Like, I so wanted to, but this is probably the only criticism I've had so far is, for whatever reason, that kata just didn't. It seemed choppy to me. It didn't seem to flow. Kind of like the way, like the combat in this, the combat flows so seamlessly from one thing to the next. Like, they do things that are, I mean, almost impossible for normal human beings to do. It moves. That kata just seems so clunky to me for some reason. Like, I really wanted to like it, but it just, I don't know.
Michael, what's your middle name? I'm gonna middle name you right now. If I knew your middle name off the top of my head, I'd middle name you. I feel like it's Alan, but I'm not sure. I knew it. Yes. See, I did know it. Man, that breaks my heart.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Breaks my heart.
I don't know. Rewatch it. Maybe I need to rewatch it again. I just watched it like half an hour ago, but
and you didn't love it.
To see it again.
Watch his hands. I wanted to watch. It flows.
Yeah, it was a really cool scene. I just don't think. I don't think the animation was as great, or for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's my TV.
Was it that mid-air jump?
What do you think?
Was it that mid-air jump for you where he's like splayed out? You know what I'm talking about? He like jumps and kicks. That was the one part that felt weird to me. But I appreciate it because we get to see his style slowed down. Like, I can actually comprehend what he's doing and have an appreciation for that. So I loved it. But I think that one weird jump where he like starfishes in the air, and I know that's probably a real move. I just thought it was interesting choice. And we've seen him do it in combat. I think it's just cooler when he has another lightsaber clashing with it. So, but
maybe I need to look at it.
I don't even know where to go now. I'm just like, I'm defeated.
End the show.
And prematurely click. Although I do have it set up to play the thing already, so that I don't make that mistake again. Fine. Well, moving on, because nobody appreciates the coolest opening ever. Geesh. So Docky's explaining some stuff about surviving the Jedi Purge, because it doesn't really know what happened or understand what happened. I kind of wonder why they're on Janix. I don't know if we'll find that. They're just there because like there's no Empire there, and that's why they're there. Or
and it'd be a really crappy story if they weren't.
Oh yeah, Brender's nervous and holding. Yeah, that's a pretty good. There's some good stuff in those episodes, but I feel like Riley's a jerk. Not Riley. Devin's a jerk to Riley in this. I feel like. Like she's like, I think we grew up very differently. Blah. Like
Really?
chill, chick. Like damn, girl. Like
Well,
this kid's not a trained
How did-
warrior from birth.
how did you feel about the preppy kids that had
He's not
everything
being-
and
look
got
at his
had a different
he-
upbringing?
He lives
Like,
in a shack. He's not a preppy kid.
I don't know. He's playing sports. He's got a nice apartment.
You
She's
played
living in the
sports?
sewers.
You played sports.
She's living in the sewers.
She was living in Coruscant Jedi Temple at one
She
point.
was, yeah, but
Not
now
his fault.
She's being grunted. I don't
Chrissy,
know.
what do
would
you
feel the
think?
same way.
That's interesting. I didn't read that as sassy. I just read that as like two teens awkwardly talking while their dads had a conversation. But and like her trying not to divulge too much because at that point they don't know they're Jedi.
Yeah.
So, but that's an interesting perspective. I didn't pick up on that. I might have to rewatch it. But I don't know. I guess I'm thinking about it now. I don't know. I think it's just two people trying to figure each other out. Like if you go back to your teen years and you're like, I don't know who this kid is, and I'm in his room and he's telling me about his parents that aren't together anymore, and I don't even know what half this stuff is, you know. So I don't know. That's an
Man.
interesting point. So
Yeah.
You guys need to go back and watch the opening. You need to go back and you need to watch the scene over again. This is like the 5th time I've seen this scene, so maybe I am reading into it too much. What's up, Clan Brenda Lauren? I feel it looks like he feels the same way about Two Boots as I do. We're about to get into that here in a little bit.
Two Boots.
Yeah.
Two Boots. But
You know, there was something I wanted to touch on as we were leading into this. From the end of episode 5, leading right into 6, you had said about it, Jimmy. The fact that the Jedi showed up there, that is kind of odd. Like, you know, it seems very un-Jedi like, you know, because they knew what trouble they were going to bring to Brander and his kid, and they did it anyways. I don't know. What do you guys think? It just seems like a really un-Jedi thing. I mean, it serves the story, so they had to do that, but it just, I don't know.
Chrissy, I'll let you start.
Yeah, I have their conversation written down. I have notes when he's like explaining all about like Order 66 and everything. Thank you for not showing us a flashback. I appreciate it. And you know, Lawson's like, there's nothing simple about what you just told me. And he's like, I like understand what you're going through, but like I have a kid to think about. And I almost wanted Docky to say the same thing. Like he gets a look on his face. I just wanted him to be like, I have one too. So I think maybe that's where Docky's mind is at right now. He realizes Devin might be confused and faltering a little bit on like they're starting to butt heads, they're not really aligning anymore. He's like, I just need to get her off this planet and somewhere safe. Because like that's been his whole mission since Order 66 is just trying to keep her alive, I think. So it's just very interesting. I think maybe now the common sense might be leaving the room a bit because now he's just trying to protect the one thing he has left and that he's supposed to protect. So
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Because
you tend to see her as a full-fledged Jedi almost, just because the way she handles herself,
especially in this episode.
That's a really good point, Chrissy. That really brings it home. Like she is still a child, and he is in charge. Like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, but they're supposed to sacrifice themselves for the greater good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't have kids, so I don't know. Like, I don't know if I would be willing to risk other people's lives. I mean, you see it in every show. People put other people in danger because of their kids. And they just all they're thinking about is their kids. And so there'd be something to it.
How many times did you think that Docky was going to sacrifice himself in this episode? You know what I mean? Like every time they split up, it's like, oh, Docky's dead. Oh, Docky's dead. Oh, Docky's dead.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like he's prepared to sacrifice himself, but I think he's thinking about her like as a child. Yeah. She's got to survive. I don't think he cares about himself, honestly.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Skywalker Ryan brings a good point. It's kind of like Anakin and Padme figuring each other out and comparing in lives in episode 2.
Yeah.
The
dialogue was a little better though.
Yeah. Give me some good gong droid. He wants some gong droid action. He's feeling deprived.
Gong droids.
Two Boots will probably end up going head to head with. Well, they already fought once, kind of, on that door. So, and Two Boots got the upper hand. So, But yeah. So we have all that, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
Merrick shows up, Marak shows up, and it is on like Donkey Kong in that little apartment. And that lightsaber battle is pretty awesome. Then they go upstairs. But Devon's kind of rude to them upstairs too. Going to the roof's a great idea, Lawson. Where did you want to go?
Yeah, I'll give you that one. It's like, okay, I'm open to suggestions. I've never ran for my life, actually, so maybe you should give me some pointers.
She is a snotty teenager. I mean, it all comes back. Like her base mode is snotty teenager. So
speaking of snotty teenagers, we got a few on Instagram right now. Neolil, I don't even know how to say it. I love you, Mr. Adams. Oh my God, Epic Gronk. It's Gonk. I mean Jimmy. No, you mean Mr. Adams. So all right, teenagers. What are we gonna do? So Devin is gonna be Darth Snarky. Yeah, for sure. But the action up there, I think this scene, this sequence. And then, of course, her last one. This episode, we're 60% of the way through this first season. This is the first time I'm like, damn, this girl can handle herself. Like, I see why Maul wants her. I mean, she handles stuff up on the rooftop. She ends up taking that clone ship, the clone trooper ship, and then she flies it pretty well. That's a pretty solid scene on her. I didn't think Docky was making it out of that fire. I thought they were just going to end up having to leave him or something, or I didn't even know what was going to happen. So, how'd you guys feel about all that?
This just builds and builds and builds the action. Like that, the lightsaber fight in the apartment. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that. Like in a confined space of an apartment, having a lightsaber battle. I thought, wow, this is cool. And then it goes to the roof and it builds from there, and it goes, keeps building and building and building until we finally get to the train scene. Just wow. Yeah. This episode was just awesome. I found myself just my smile broadening and broadening as it went on. It just, wow.
It was pretty action packed.
They did burn down that apartment building, though. I would like to say they definitely, a lot of people are.
I don't think they were going back. So
I'm talking about the other people.
I think they have a sprinkler system, right? Where's the sprinkler system? Where's the space sprinkler system? Right, kind of foam or something to put out the fire.
I have questions. Where's the sprinklers? Yeah.
Man, always cutting corners, the Empire. Devin has also handled having an injury, same as Docky and Maul. Feels so realistic, the tension and action. So pleased to be getting more of Uncle Docky. He's ace. Yeah, I know most people thought that he was going to be out within lots of people that I like and listen to thought he was done before episode 2 was over. That was going to be, I think myself included prior to that. I was like, man, not knowing anything about him, I thought he was going to be probably gone pretty quickly too. But I think they're building it so that when he probably does eventually go, that's going to hurt. You're going to feel that one, right? I know I will. I'll be like, oh, that's my Docky boy.
Yeah.
Let's get to the pressing matter, though. So all this happens. They're escaping. We have this scene with Two Boots talking to another police officer, and Two Boots is being cheery. Ha, 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 ha. They're following protocol. Ha, ha, ha. The government's here to help me. Ha, ha. All of a sudden, bam. Lawson's under threat. Their lethal force is used for him. And he still doesn't seem to understand. But then when Lieutenant Blake says, hey, take off those boots, it's like he shatters Two Boots' entire world. Not the craziness that's going on around him and the fact that his partner is being hunted down like a common criminal. It's the fact that he has to take off those boots.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
When this happened, I thought of you immediately, and then I was like, "Oh, he's shaking his fist at the screen."
This might be why I couldn't say it, but this is the reason it really drove me nuts.
Yeah,
from the start. Once I got to this episode, I don't think I minded him as bad. His voice annoyed me, but when I got to this part, I was like, "Come on, man! What the hell? All this stuff that's happening around you." You had Riley in there earlier in episode 5. You kicked him out. You're mean to him. Protocol. What? I can't wear my boots? This place is going to hell.
It's like, and I made a video about this actually before I came on, and my take with it was one, it's obviously destroying the individuality under the Empire. You got to conform is like what the message of taking the boots off is. But I think he also represents those people when like, you know, people are protesting and we're shouting and we're like, hey, these things are happening right now, even though it's other people, we should care. And then all of a sudden Two Boots is like, well, now it's happening to me and I care. These are my boots. I can't,
You
you
got
know.
a selfish droid now. Great.
Yeah, but it's like it's the real life comparison where people don't care until it happens to them, and it's like, but this has been a problem. We've told you, you know. So I think that's what it is. He's kind of representing are those people, and it's like, okay, are you going to change your mind now, or are you going to take the boots off and go with the Empire? Like, what's happening? What are we doing now, Two Boots? But yeah, that scene is frustrating, and I can see a lot of people being irritated with it. But that is my take, is that I think he's supposed to be, because like there are individuals like that, and it's like, you know, because like Lawson's told him several times, like, hey, we shouldn't do this. The Empire's not great, and he's like you said, protocol. I'm gonna just do what I want to do and whatever. But that's my take on him, and I'm curious to see where he goes.
Kind of has some parallels to the real world, but we'll not get into that. But to me, it's like, I don't know. I feel the same way about most of this, but at the same time, I guess whatever it takes to get you to recognize fascism, at least you recognize the fascism. You know, it's, you know, sometimes you just can't see it until they strip you of your boots away. And then you realize, maybe now he'll be a good little robot, a good little droid. And win the resistance.
We'll see. We shall see. Hogda says, Doc, you will hurt on tech levels. I think you're right. I don't know. We haven't had that much time with him, but that'll be painful.
I don't know.
50 wants to know why is he called Two Boots? Why not just Boots? I don't know. His designation is T or 2 BOTS. So I don't know. Maybe that's something to do with it. Again, it's this whole thing with this droid. I feel like he's forced into this.
I love your hate.
Chrissy brought up a good thing last week too about the Two Boots that we would have noticed. Yeah, but the Puss in Boots thing. So
oh yeah,
Jordan Boots right there. Yeah, so it's fine. I mean, it is what it is, and maybe he'll push the story forward. Maybe he'll just get chopped in half. Like, we can always keep our fingers crossed. So I kind of hope Spybot whoops his ass at the end of the season or something. Like,
I know, I agree with Mike's take. Like, it's, you know, as long as you recognize no fascism, but like at the end of the day, god dang, I liked Two Boots. I praised him like the first time I was on here. And
it's been nice. Quite the journey. It's been quite the journey with that little character. Yeah.
So
so we got that. I needed to get that out there. But so the group goes to try to go to Rena Soul, who's played by the mother of the actor who's voicing Devin. So it's a mother-daughter combination there on the thing. And that species, Rena's species, is brand new to the universe, and it's a combination of the woman's name, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, but because it's the first time they've ever used a species. So the actor's actual name, the voice actor's actual name, they've kind of joined it, and that's the species name now too. And I cannot remember what it's called.
I'm a little surprised that like her design just seems like you would have come to that a long time ago. You know what I mean?
You would think, right? So
they have something similar to it. Her name's escaping me. She's from the High Republic. She's pink. She got married. I can't remember her name.
Oh yeah, the one
with the tendrils.
I can't think. That storyline was kind of confusing. That Daniel Jose Older stuff. I kind of missed during the first phase. I missed that whole run, and then I tried to jump into it second and third phase, and I never felt like I was like tracking what the heck was happening. So, but they're very similar. I'm trying to find if I can find it. Maybe it'll pop up.
Master Tipley, who I think was taken out by Tup, is also the same species, if I'm remembering correctly.
So Rena Soul is a Padlom, female former bounty hunter and casino owner on the planet Janix, appearing in 2026. Shadow Lord, voiced by Pamela Adlon. So it's Padlom and then Pamela Adlon. So it is like her name, kind of like.
That's cool.
That's kind of neat, man. Like that's some legit. That lady she's set now. She can go to every convention and just make money every weekend signing pictures of this character.
Have you seen her IMDb? Like the amount of characters she's voiced over the time.
She's done
like,
tons.
She's a very accomplished actor.
She's Bobby from King of the Hill. That's what I
Oh,
kept
really?
hearing.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
her voice took me out when she's talked, and I was like, I can't do this right now.
I didn't even hear that. Damn it, Bobby.
Yeah. Bobby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, then we get split into our groups. Although I do a shout out to that weird Joker looking alien that had like the green hair or purple hair and green lip. Like that was supposed to be like the Joker, right? Like I'm not the only person who thought that. Mike, did you see that? Like
I didn't catch it, but now that you're saying it, I could see that. Yeah.
Like when they walk in and he kind of turns and doesn't say anything, it makes a real weird grumbling noise. And I'm like, why does this thing look like the Joker? So when you go back and watch it, like you have to let me know what you think. Maybe I'm crazy. But I was like, that really kind of, I thought maybe it was like, is it voiced by Mark Hamill, but it doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know, maybe it's just homage to someone really loves the Joker and they made that character look like him. But they go in there, all hell breaks loose, and we get split into these two groups. Devin and Riley take off, and we'll talk about them pretty heavily because that's basically the end of the episode. Lawson and Docky get teamed up, and I thought they fought pretty well together, those two. They got some good banter. And Docky tells Lawson about 47,000 times that Riley can handle herself and she'll take care of, or Devin can take care of herself and and Riley will be safe. So I'm kind of like, okay, what happens if it doesn't work out? You know what I mean? Like, because he says it over and over and over again. I'm like, dude, chill. I don't really know if there's much to talk about with those two, but then we need to kind of get into the Devin and Riley of it all, because that's when they go to the subway again, trying to escape. Marak follows them on, and we get a amazing Death Star or a lightsaber battle on that train. Just between, I thought Devin did a pretty good job of holding her own. You just never know these Inquisitors, like, are they just toying with their food? You know what I mean? Like, it feels like, because then, when Maul shows up, and I will give all the credit in the world to New Rockstars, and I don't usually watch them before I do this. I just kind of happen to put it on the background. If you watch super closely, you can actually see Maul jump on the train prior, and it's quick, it's a glimpse, but it really makes him like the Shadow Lord. So he's sitting there waiting for the perfect moment to like show up, which I was like, oh damn. So I thought that was pretty cool. But
I think with Devin, you've alluded to it, like how she holds her own with the stormtroopers and whatnot, no problem. Like the general everyday soldier, deflecting laser blasts and stuff like that, taking on stormtroopers, jumping in, flying that ship, like the standard everyday stuff. She's super, super confident, super competent. But then when she's faced Maul and when she's faced Marak, you see that she's got skill. She can hold her own to some degree, but she's not at that level. I think it's so well done to have a Padawan that they're so well trained. The easy stuff they can handle. The harder stuff, though, you see that where she ranks. You know what I mean? Against a master. I just think it's just so well done how they've done that. Like, it's just great.
Oh yeah, I think that was a good. Yeah, because like I said, you just don't know how much Marak's really pushing, but she does handle people who don't have the Force, and she kind of, because Maul kind of messes with her for sure, and then
you knew he was toying with her,
and then she gets about beat down, and then Maul shows up, and she makes that choice to help him.
Yep.
Right. Like, so Chrissy, how do you feel about that fight scene?
Standing back.
She's sitting there thinking about it, like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? And then she jumps in and she's in, and those two fight really well together.
Yeah.
So, Chrissy, what did you think about that whole fight scene?
Yeah, I literally wrote in all caps, "Train fight," because I was so excited. It reminded me of the opening to Survivor, or Cal's first game, where you're like on the train.
Yeah,
I was like, train. But yeah, I got a couple things. like you were saying, the detail in this is incredible. Like if you pay attention, because I missed it on my first round of him jumping onto the train. It just like because they could have so easily played it off as like Spybot telling him they're on the train, right? Because like
Yeah.
he's hacking into the mainframe, but like showing it, it's like okay, it just adds a bit more to the story. And then Devon's wrist the whole time, it's hurting. She like keeps like flicking it, and I really appreciate that because like sometimes they just like can write off injuries and they're like, yeah, they'll be fine. Like, yeah, she hurt her arm.
You're right.
Yeah. So like the fact that you
totally
keep going back to it, I loved that. I was like, yes, thank you, because like that you're using a wrist weapon. Like that's where all of that is going to. But yeah, she does hold her own, and I think you can see obviously where the skill levels are a little bit disconnected. And I do think that when she's like looking at Maul, trying to figure out what to do, I think it's also him when they start fighting. It's another test for him. I think for her, he's like, can we fight together? I know she can fight me. I know she has skills, but will she fight along with me? Because like you can, fight individually, but as a pair, I think they need to be able to be compatible. And I think that was a big tell for him during that whole fight against him. But yeah, I loved it. Also, how do we feel about Inquisitor blades? Like I do not like them. When I first saw them in Rebels, if one of them flew in, I was a little bit done. The spinning gets to me. No offense if they're your favorite lightsaber, all the better for you. But like, if I was Maul and that guy hit a button and it started spinning like that, oh, I'd be so mad. I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
I like the difference. Like,
yeah,
and I know you guys hated the opening scene or whatever, but I felt like it called back to that scene where, because like he does that and he starts spinning it, it looks mechanical and junky, and then Maul goes, oh, okay, and then he just slowly starts building into it, and like he starts getting that momentum, and I just like he's more of a master. I guess I feel like that concept is meant to frighten people, but I feel like if you're a Inquisitor and you're looking for, like, you're already frightening enough, like the spinning lightsaber is not any more scary than a regular lightsaber, I think. Especially to another Jedi, like they're like, okay, so it spins, like big whoop, but to a civilian. But they're kind of weird. Like I think I thought they were cool. I don't know. I like the fact that they have double bladed. I don't know though. I'm kind of indifferent to them, I guess. I'm not really.
Rebels really took me out of them.
The flying thing
in Rebels, it just seems silly in Rebels. But that, I mean, I guess it sort of fit with the motif of that show. It's to some extent.
You're not going to see anybody flying in this episode.
No, I better not.
That's the thing too. Yeah, it didn't take me out of it. I felt the same way you did, Jimmy. Like he's spinning that thing mechanically, and Maul's like, "This is how it's done, son."
Yeah,
and, it starts spinning his blade. But
it's a good thing.
You know what else? I'm so glad. I'm so glad that Docky and Devon have blue blades. Just because, like the contrast, like when they pull back and you just see the blue and red flashing, it is just visually pleasing. Like there's something about it. It's great.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Like if one of them would have had a green blade, it just wouldn't be the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That blue and red is just.
So this ends with them all together, and then Devon kind of turns her saber onto Maul, and he sits there and they stare at each other for a couple seconds. He's like, "Go for it." He does bring his blade back a little bit. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but like he does bring his blade back a smidge. Like he's like, and then he just turns it off and walks away. And so what do you guys think? Like what happens next week? Like do they go their separate ways? Has she made her choice? Like what do you think has happened? How does next season start? How does next episode starting on next Monday? Because I have no idea.
I don't know. I mean, she's definitely made a choice, but I don't think she's on Team Maul yet.
Okay.
I think she's going to go back to Docky, and I think she's still got Maul in her head. I think Maul's planted those seeds pretty deep, and they're taking root. They're starting to sprout, but I don't think she's there yet. I mean, she's not going to abandon Docky, and Docky's not going to abandon her. But Docky's gonna die. I know he is.
Yeah.
And that's it's just this is so well put together.
Yeah, I think as soon as Docky's on in the picture, those seeds are gonna grow. I think that, and like even when they have the little standoff with their blades up, you can see through her face where she's like, "I'm gonna fight you," and then she's kind of like, "I really don't want to do this right now." Like, and she just kind of, and when he lowers it, she backs off immediately. And it'll be very interesting to see where this goes. I do feel bad for Riley because like his whole world is upside down, and now he's like he has no idea who Maul is, and we do. But like you're with one of the most dangerous people in the galaxy right now, and you were just playing lacrosse earlier, so this is wild.
Yeah, this is some trauma he's never gonna get over.
No.
He's gonna need some therapy after this.
But yeah, I definitely think it's gonna be some more Maul planting seeds, probably opening next episode. And then I feel like maybe Maul and Docky, I don't know if it's going to be lightsaber fight or if like a verbal back and forth, because I feel like they have to have one last kind of confrontation before he goes away. So I don't, when they all meet back up, maybe that's what happens, but I'm very, very interested to see how this plays out.
I saw a photo today, I think on a guy who loves Star Wars. I don't know where he found it, but it shows, and because we know there's more Inquisitors and things like that that'll show up because we've seen it in the trailers. I'm not giving anything away. I don't, not sure when they'll show up or whatever, but it has like Docky, Devin, I think both Inquisitors and Maul, and everyone's like in this big battle. Like they're all locked up. I don't know if this photo was someone created it or not, but I'm kind of curious as to what that all means. And then the end of this episode, though, Marat goes back onto his Star Destroyer and he calls somebody up. Who did he call? I mean, it's not Ghostbusters, so what's he doing?
Yeah.
What do you think he's talking to?
This is where the previews, the trailers and whatnot kind of ruin that, because you want it to be Darth Vader, don't you? But
I would if I were.
The Grand Inquisitor's involved, so it's probably the Grand Inquisitor. You know what I mean? Like that kind of putting out too much in the trailers kind of ruins that sort of thing for you. But I don't know. Yeah, do you have any other thought, Chrissy?
Maybe I'm misremembering the trailers. I know the Crow is supposed to pop up, right? The one with the
Crow will show up. Yeah.
Is he a Grand Inquisitor or is he just a regular?
No, there's only one Grand Inquisitor.
Okay. I thought it was Vader. I really did, but I have no idea. Or it's Sidious. Me and my husband were going back and forth on this because I think the Inquisitors are like technically under like Darth Vader, but Sidious has so many contingency plans in place. Like he could have a plant. Merrick could just be a plant within that to go against Vader because Sidious is paranoid all the time.
No, so he is. I mean, we've seen it in books and stuff.
Yeah. It's really a toss-up between who it is, or because doesn't he say like my lord? So it wouldn't to me be another Inquisitor on the same level. So it could be the Grand Inquisitor, and I'm just misremembering, or it's Sidious or Vader.
Okay. Yeah, I just wondered what you guys' thoughts were on that. 50 says maybe Docky dies at the hands of the Empire, kind of forcing Devin to head more into Maul's direction. Revenge against the Empire. See, that makes a lot of sense to me, 50, because if you think like if Maul kills Docky, like she's just gonna want revenge. Like what good is that gonna do? So the Empire is gonna have to be the one. I think that's a really good point. I think, although we did see Maul blind, or didn't he blind Kanan at one point? Isn't he the reason Kanan gets blinded was Maul?
Yeah.
So I mean, who knows? But I think they were separated from Ezra at the time or whatever. But yeah, so great episodes. I think that I'm excited for you guys to see next week. Any last thoughts or anything? My big one is I want to go back to that scene with Lawson and Merrick when they first meet each other, and when Lawson's walking through the shadow. And Mike, this kind of comes to your point because that's what made me think of it. It's so amazing to me how well it's like shot like a movie, because like he comes through and it's like shadow, and like I don't know, it kind of blows my mind, like you were saying about how some of like the way they do this artwork is like they're shooting a movie and they have like, you know,
Mhm.
because like you would think with animation, it would be easy just to forget that there's shadow there and he just walks through it. Or like you guys brought
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
with the attention to detail with the wrist, you know,
Mhm.
I actually kind of forgot about the wrist. So that's something that I've missed. But yeah, just the attention to detail and some of the lighting and some of how they do that is beyond me, but it's pretty impressive how
Yeah.
realistic they can make this
Yeah.
animation. I mean, you know, it doesn't look real, but like real world lighting and things like that. I think that makes a big difference in these shows.
Mhm.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I think they're almost treating it like one of their movies, like their
Well, I
big
know
budget
that like,
movies.
you know, at the beginning, before they did Clone Wars, Lucas told Filoni, like, we're going to shoot this like it's a movie. Like, we're framing
Mhm.
things like a movie. We're not doing this like a G.I. Joe and Transformers
Mhm.
set, you know, after school cartoons. Like, it's not going to be this
Yeah.
wide. It's going to be like, you're going to do exactly like you would shoot a movie. That's why I think Filoni has made that transition. You know, it's not great, but
Uh-oh, Jimmy froze.
Oh no. He's making a great point.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh man. Jimmy, come back to us. What do we do now?
I don't know. Yeah, right. I think he's in control of everything.
I know.
We're all just sitting here now. Oh.
I wish he would have been a little farther along at his point so we could like bounce off of it. But I don't know where he was
Yeah.
going.
Oh,
Oh, there he dropped out. He should be back in a second.
it's our show now. No, I was kidding. I guess it's
Yep.
always been yours, but
I have no idea what just
There
did. You
he
guys
comes.
hear, or is it just me?
You're back.
yay.
What's going on? My internet just completely crashed. I apologize. Yes, I've been
Oh, no
encased in
worries.
carbonite. Let me see. Anyways, so do you guys have any final thought? I don't know what you said because I was completely gone. Like you looked like you guys left, and I realized
Oh,
No,
No.
he's back
for
again.
me.
Nope,
okay.
he's still there. He
Okay,
froze
good.
again for a second. I guess
Quick
we
final
better wrap
thoughts.
this
Go,
up.
hurry.
Yeah.
It's great. We love it. This
Yes.
sparking
I
it.
concur. I can't
Yeah.
wait till next
All right.
week.
All right, folks. So hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna get out of here before something terrible happens again. We'll see you guys all next week.
See ya.